Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. Things are happening in our country and around the world that have put us in a position to make sure that we can choose freedom and sovereignty. And nobody better piss Johnny off because it takes him a minute to calm down. So we're here to tell you about Litecoin and all things about Litecoin. And you can choose that sovereignty. You can choose to opt out. And when Joey chooses to wave a flag for the destruction of America, you can choose to opt out too. So we're going to give you guys some information about how you too can be sovereign. We'll be right after this. Be back right after this. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. Hey there, Johnny. Thanks for joining me. Oh, double backing. Maybe it'll settle out here in a sec.
I'm so flustered right now. I didn't even normally I retweet it before we come.
It's all right. There's a lot going on. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for walking through that with us. I actually went to the website. I shared it in the chat. You guys can check out even more than what they had talked about. Anyway. But we're here to talk about other options. And, Westwood talks about all the time, don't give the vampires your energy. And we do have options. We have other places to put our energy, put our wealth, and really exciting. I've been watching Twitter and watching these little tweets come out, and somebody, Omni Light is happening with Litecoin, and it really just feels like that tortoise and the hare kind of moment, where, some things were happening with Cardano and they had a bug in their mix with their smart contracts. And it's like, boy, the community was still really buying it, and not saying it's not still a valuable project. And won't come out on the other side. They, probably will be able to fix that or correct that. But here's Litecoin. Charlie Lee had tweeted out about Omni back in June of 2017, and it's just been like slow and steady, quietly chugging away. And then they come out with this announcement about the same time Wimble's going to be ready to launch. We're coming up on Litecoin's 10th birthday. Omni Light is out there. They've got the gaming platform, and Omni Light is going to have NFTs as well as smart contracts. And it's been running problem-free for over 10 years. It's not only the testnet for Bitcoin, but its own cryptocurrency. And you had sent me.
It's Litecoin's such an impressive cryptocurrency. It really is. When you, from every angle, it's a great store of value. It's a great medium of exchange. It's secure. It's trustworthy. It's fast. It's reliable. It's compatible with Bitcoin. You know how important that is? It's the crypto. It's most closely tied to Bitcoin. Why don't you play this for everybody, Lisa? So if you guys don't know who this is SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who also taught a course at MIT. MIT has a lot to do with cryptocurrency. If you download the Bitcoin Core software or Litecoin Core software, it says MIT license on it. I mean, so what does that tell you? I'll just leave that right there. So why don't you play this, Lisa, so everybody can hear what Gensler said. I just don't know if we could hear it on our end.
And so we did a little analysis. I've done this analysis, but with the help of some others, on just the big five: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. All strikes that they're probably not. As a non-lawyer, I get it. People were starting to tweet, is he a lawyer? But Bitcoin and so forth, probably not. And why do I say that? Because Bitcoin came into existence as mining began as an incentive in validating a distributed platform. No initial token offering, no pre-mined coins, no kind of common enterprise under that Howey test. And Litecoin and Bitcoin were both forks off of that.
Bingo, right there, guys. So he's talking about what's deemed a security. And really, it's Bitcoin and Litecoin that are not securities. Those are kind of the core of this whole thing. Everybody else, everything else, they say, oh, Ethereum, that's deemed not a security. That's so decentralized, this and that. Well, they did they did like an ICO and all this stuff. And, there had to be some pre-mining that went on if they did that. So that's definitely not even in the same league. And then Ethereum, the whole reason why there's Ethereum Classic, they had to roll back the blockchain because there was a major issue with a hack of some smart contract back in it was 2017, and they had to roll back the network, and then Ethereum Classic continued, then the regular Ethereum. So it's Bitcoin and Litecoin that are the core of this whole thing, that are the value. I've spoken to the CFTC at a conference, like some guy that worked there was listening to me speak, super nice guy. And he liked Litecoin. He was talking to me afterwards, and he was just like, we're just chatting, and he's just like, yeah, Litecoin's, he said, it's all about the cost of production. He said, any commodity has to have a cost of production. If not, well, is it really a commodity then if there's no cost of production? So that was kind of the gist that I got from this guy. Super nice guy. He was super into freedom, and at this conference I was at, I definitely enjoyed his company out of most people that I spoke to. And but Gensler validated it there. Now they also, if you look up in I think the World Economic Forum or somebody like that, maybe the world, I don't know what, they've written about cryptocurrency, and they describe different things in blockchain, and they classify certain cryptos that are the only ones that are, I guess, completely decentralized as BLCAs, Bitcoin-like crypto assets. Oh. And and they say example, Litecoin. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of that other designation. And that was within the that was within the IMF?
No, that was, I think, the IMF actually, or like the World Economic Forum. They do papers and stuff about crypto and blockchain, and one of those groups or whatever. But this Omni Light thing, I mean, guys, this is massive. Mm-hmm. So this is the ability to create tokens on the Litecoin network and taking advantage of that security and super low fees. So I don't know if a lot of people realize, a lot of Tether has moved over the Omni layer. And I guess the problem is that was that Omni layer was using Bitcoin, and the fees are a lot. So it kind of, again, was it really that usable? So my suspicion is that a lot of these CBDCs also too, or stable coins, maybe not even CBDCs, maybe more private stable coins or things of that nature, like Tether, they're going to move over the Litecoin network. And I think a lot of this stuff that we saw with Doge was like a distraction for us away from the real thing, which is Litecoin. I feel like there's definitely something with this script mining algorithm that, again, Litecoin dominates that script mining algorithm. Dogecoin also mines on that. So I feel like they've been, they never mention Litecoin. It's like they censor Litecoin, like, oh, don't talk about Litecoin too much, try to not mention it in articles, this and that. And it's kind of funny. I tweeted something before, Lisa, and I always like to prove my point. I don't like to just say stuff. Yeah. Go to the last tweet I did before I retweeted the show. And Red Cat Life showed a magazine cover from a store she was in. And I want to show you the picture versus the caption. And this sums it up. And this was court. This is my closing argument on this kind of, I guess, little conspiracy I just gave you guys about how they want to show you Dogecoin, but really they're doing everything on Litecoin in the background. The complete guide to cryptocurrency. They show a picture of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Litecoin, and then if you go into the picture below, or this caption below it, it says Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and more. Really, I don't see Dogecoin in that picture. Do you?
No, that's hilarious.
No, I don't see it on that picture. So basically, it's like, hey, these are the three. Ethereum's important. My God, I think Bitcoin, Litecoin, and then you could say / Dogecoin because it's both the script mining algorithm, and then Ethereum. Those are the pillars of crypto, and I feel like they've been pumping Doge, and they're sending out these, these guys like we said, Elon Musk or something. If you guys think he's real and he's just came out of nowhere and he's just doing the stuff with Doge, I want you guys are smoking, my God. Or maybe it's good. Ignorance is bliss, right? It's kind of good when you're naive about things. You know what? You guys keep thinking that if that's how you want to think. God bless you. But I know the deal. So, that kind of to me, again, this is on they put out what they want. They control everything at this point, all forms of mass media. The TV, and then obviously the magazines that are on shelves in stores. My God, it's not. This is to me, this is, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. And then again, it's saying Dogecoin. And you guys, I rest my case as to why they're keep telling you Dogecoin, but it's really Litecoin that is doing everything.
Interesting. I hadn't put the two together. I had a friend tell me, yeah, they used to be able to control the narrative because we only had TV, but now we have the internet and it's on all the time and you can search for stuff. And I said, and who do you think populates all that information and controls what can be seen and can't be seen? I was like, it's still it's still the same controllers. So
it's so that those are your three. But the cool thing is, again, Litecoin, this really out of the three is like the freedom lifeline, right? So you have these three protocols, these three networks they're getting stronger every day, right? They're getting stronger. They're getting more used. There's all this, it's just every day that goes by, it cements them more into history, into where there's just one more day, right? But Litecoin, being these low fees and easy to interact with, really gives you the freedom now to be your own bank,
right?
Be your own boss, right? Because
after that announcement just a few minutes ago, if someone's going to force you to do things, otherwise you can't participate in a system, then you need to be able to be your own bank so that you don't have to comply with things that go against your religion or your personal safety.
Yes.
And still be able to feed your family.
Yeah, there's so much opportunities in crypto. Even the stuff we were showing with how you can wrap your Litecoin and yield farm and earn income that way. And there's just so many ways to earn. So it's all about, again, you don't want to have to work for money, because as we just saw, that was just the reason why we're a little late, because we were watching I call him Giuseppe. You call him Joey, the clown that
Sloppy Joe.
The clown they claim is the president, I guess. We heard this draconian stuff that they want to lay down on yous. And, they only control yous because you use their currency. But that's what Wall Street Bet said. But I actually tweaked it. I said they only control you because you need that paycheck. If you don't need that paycheck, they cannot control you. And part of not needing that paycheck is to be your own boss, be your own bank. I think things like this, being able to like crowdfund, right? That's part of this Omni life, to build crowdfund through a smart contract. Now you don't have to rely on a wallet, somebody holding the money. It's all done automatically. Being able to release NFTs and mint NFTs on this, right? For pennies, right? Going forward, if you want to be your own boss, be your own bank, you're going to need to know how to do this. If you want to, this is where the world is moving. So by having these skills, you're going to be a step ahead. You're not going to need that W-2 paycheck. And then what's going to happen when they lose a lot of the good workforce, we're going to put pressure on them. Trust me, there's a lot of employers are not going to want to pull this crap that these clowns are talking about. And, you're going to be able to you're going to have more tools to fight them back with. That's the key. Have the tools to fight them back with. Take clients private. Do what you got to do at this point in the game. You know what I mean? The world.
You still have those skills. Yeah. Well, and you could see, a lot of doctors started doing that a few years ago because they were watching what the insurance companies were doing and how the insurance companies were telling doctors how to treat their patients and then basically making, all the money. And so there was a big group of doctors that were starting to do what was called boutique healthcare. And so they would only take on so many clients or patients, and then they would be very available to those patients, but they would get paid monthly. And then it was a boutique, kind of like the old town doctor kind of situation. And so what are we doing? We're getting rid of the middleman. And maybe that is what needs to happen. Uncle Cliff talks about that devolution. And with that announcement that just happened a few moments ago, one of the stipulations is targeting healthcare workers. And I could really see, that affecting our hospitals and things like that. So that some of those services, and there was an announcement recently, literally it used those words that Cliff talked about, that FEMA put out a plan for the devolution of FEMA resources, so maybe they knew this was coming and that people would be stepping away from those positions. And so there would not be those services available. And what does that look like?
It's crazy. So I keep screaming it, but guys, you need to be your own boss, be your own bank to create your own freedom. I haven't had a job since 2013. So I work really hard, but I work for myself to create residual income and passive income because I saw the work system as a complete trap. The problem I used to have, I wasn't into any of this stuff about what we know now, but back then what I saw was that the companies I worked for would manipulate our commission payouts. And then I would always audit these reports for the different salespeople, and we'd always find mistakes. It was never in our benefit. They were always getting us. And then I was penalized because I audited the report and I pointed out how we got all these mistakes and we weren't being paid right. And it was like in a movie, I would have been promoted to like the CFO of the company.
Right.
And in real life, I was penalized and my pay was cut. So I realized, like I said, I got in the payments business well before that. And I was doing it on the side because I was like, I had a plan to break free from these maniacs, these psychopaths who are these employers, right? And it's kind of funny. I'm so for private business, but then the employers, most of them are so evil that it's like I want to take most of them down because they're into so much of this woke crap. If you're into this woke crap, I hope you lose all your clients, right? I hope you lose everything out there if you're watching this show. You're into this.
Go woke, go broke.
Yeah, go woke, go broke. So you know what? This crap you heard on TV today, fight back, because if not, you're going to lose money. If not, people are going to decentralize themselves. Guys, learn about DeFi, decentralized finance. They are frightened of decentralized finance. There's a reason. Because this gives us the power. We don't need exchanges anymore with DeFi. And not only that, we make the money as the people that provide the liquidity. So we can do our trades, we can earn money, and then we don't need the bad guys to be tell us, oh, you can do that trade. No, you can't do this trade. It's just the math of the blockchain that does it for us. So
well, and that's where I've been seeing these, I look for articles about crypto for my Monday show with Mame, and so I'm always scanning for more information, and I'm seeing these articles about, this bank allows their members to do this in crypto, or Robinhood's allowing their people to do that. And I'm like, and for so long, regular people couldn't be a part of a lot of the financial system or a lot of opportunities because you weren't accredited investors. That was just for the big guys. Yeah. And we have lost our middle class here in America. When China took our manufacturing, they took our middle class. We have lost that. It is them and us. It is, the Pelosi's and with their jets and their mansions and whatever, and the working class in America. And that's what we have to say. No more.
No more.
Or no more.
Decentralized.
And being part of their system.
But by doing this, you have to take the bull by the horns. You have to take the initiative. So,
yeah.
I did it, guys, through sales. And sales was always my strength. So I did it by selling products to get that residual income stream coming in, right? I did it by being honest, having integrity out there. And what happens is when you're honest, you have integrity, and you sell products, you get an awful lot of leads because people want to do business with you. Because then people are saying, oh, hey, these people are great. They help me out. So that's why I'm still in that business to this day. I don't want to be in the regular payments business anymore. I really don't. I want to just do Litecoin tech support and focus just on these blockchain protocols. But what happens is I did the regular payments business for many years. I have a nice income stream coming in from it, which is great. But I get a lot of referrals and people that call me up. And I always was able to help people out with equipment, give you free equipment. That I still want to help small business. If I have this knowledge and I don't help the people out, I'm not being a patriot at that point. I do it as I'm being selfish. So I might as well at least, it's a win-win. I help the people out because they can get my help, my assistance, and the free equipment. And I always say I'm kind of like I'm the watchdog of the bad guys for you. So I'm watching over everything. If there's
it's
a problem,
little Robin Hood-ish too,
Yeah.
I mean, you're able to really move that energy into a freedom space. Yeah.
But I don't take any crap from people at all whatsoever. And if people push me at all, sometimes people yell at me about stuff the bank did because they equate me to the bank. Lisa.
I can't imagine.
I tell them I'm taking the equipment right back.
Yeah.
Or you got to go to my Twitter right now. I'm fighting for your freedom.
Right.
I absolutely despise the bank. I detest them. I hate Wall Street. I don't like any of these people. I'm for freedom of your money. I'm sorry that people still want to pay with the regular system. I wish everybody use just Litecoin and was their own bank. That's my wish. I can't get that just to happen. So we're still in the regular system. So I say, yes, the banks, they can do whatever they want to you. That's that system. So I tell the people, you never associate me with them. I'm fighting for your freedom. I'm protecting you from them. And that's kind of how I roll. And then most people get it. Some people that bother me too much, I just say, we can't do business together. And they're like,
that's that same thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they always want to know who's my boss and who did they talk to.
Yeah.
Am my own boss on my own bank? I say Litecoin, mother effer, Litecoin.
Mm-hmm.
Go call them.
No, it's that same thing. You know, when I'm raising my kids, and as they get older, I say, you know, they all want to be free. They all want to be free, and I say, well, with great responsibility comes great freedom, and that's where really in all of this, and whether we're talking about our finances, our personal safety, or our health, we all have to take that responsibility. And it's a pain in the butt. A lot of people don't want to do it. You know, oh, I'll just let the bank process my payments. I don't want to learn about crypto. I don't want to, you know, but if you want that freedom, you've got to do the work. You've got to take that personal responsibility. And with it, then you can be like Johnny, and you can be your own boss. You can be free from the banks and the system, but you have to do the work and take that personal responsibility. So the opportunity's out there for everybody. Nobody got it handed to them. Everybody that's in that situation did the hard work and was willing to take on that risk and said, it's my responsibility to look out for myself and my family, and I'm making that choice because I want freedom.
You guys are in crypto and you guys know about how to use crypto. There's so much opportunity because most people, like you said, Lisa, even they buy crypto, like, oh, I'll keep it on here or there because it's just easier and I don't want to learn about it and it just seems easier. If you guys know what staking is, and if you say yield farming, if you guys just by knowing what this is, you're at such an advantage over everyone that the money is to be made and the opportunity is to be made early, right? Not once it's so easy to do. It's people always look back and say, I wish I bought Bitcoin at $10. Well, don't sit there and keep kicking rocks because you didn't. I always tell people, you're lucky you didn't because you would have lost it. I guarantee you. And then you'd probably be depressed. You'd be sitting in a bar, you're drinking, you're telling everyone I had Bitcoin at $10. I should be a multi-millionaire.
You didn't appreciate it. Yeah.
You didn't appreciate it. So people tell me, don't you wish you bought Bitcoin at $10? I tell them no. And they tell me, no? What do you mean no? I tell them, no, I don't. I tell them because I got into it at the time that was right. And I got into it because I realized, again, guys, I was working for myself, but I realized that, the regular payment system, there was just a lot of like holes in it, right? And I just saw that Bitcoin was this invention that solved such a problem. I just fell in love with the Bitcoin story. And really what sold it for me was being able to, on a Bitcoin or Litecoin transaction, when you get that transaction ID, when you send a transaction, Lisa, on the Bitcoin or Litecoin
it
creates for you that transaction ID. That's your record or proof that the transaction is sent out. So as a payments guy, I said, wow. And then I was like on like the Block Explorers looking up the info. And it opened up a whole new world for me. And I was like, my God, I said, this is the info I've been looking for. And it was on a day when I got transferred back to myself from a customer service after 2 hours of being on the phone. And it was just, I was so stressed. I got my psoriasis from all the stress of the regular payment system. I couldn't sleep at night. I was so stressed because all the problems that happens, I took it all to blame myself. And I looked at it as I was out saving the world on everybody and people's compliance and this and that. I was like, I got to do it. And I literally, Lisa, I woke up all hours of the night signing into computers, doing stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I forgot to do this. Oh my God. And if I would sleep, I was just doing math problems. My 7 basis points, 2 basis points.
Wow.
And I had psoriasis everywhere. I think it was going to kill me, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
And, psoriasis was the warning sign. It said, warning, hey.
Inflammation in your body, cancer's next. Yeah.
You cannot keep living like this. You're on a crash course to death. And it was like a wake up. And it was around the time that, I found crypto a little bit after that. It was just all like, and that's why I always say crypto to me wasn't about making money. If you want to make money, you just keep working in the regular payment system. That's where, my God, the money you can make leasing equipment to people, which I never did. A lot of people do. Oh my God, it's staggering money a lot of these people make. So I was like, crypto to me was the freedom. I was like, oh my God, this is like, I was like,
way out.
And I have something that I can give people an option, an alternative. That's not the bank. That's not the bad guys. You can send value without it getting taken from you. There is a way where they can't steal everything from you. And I just said to myself, oh my God, it was like everything lifted off of me. And I was just like, this Litecoin saved my life. People don't realize that. It could go to zero and like I could lose all the money I made or whatever, which I didn't make a lot of money. Like I said, I was a small time investor. I'm more into it for the freedom and helping people. But if it goes to zero and I move on to my next thing in life and there was some bug in the cryptos and or something major happened and it still saved my life, I'd still be like, wow, Litecoin, like it saved my life.
Well, and the tech of it that I remember, and I've told I don't know how many people about this, that just because I learned so much from you talking about the way payment systems work and that problem of the double spend and then the chargebacks. I didn't realize how much that's destroyed small businesses all over America, where they would wait anywhere up to 6 months and then do these chargebacks up to $5,000 sometimes, and could just destroy a small business. And that can't happen with something like Litecoin. And so that was always really powerful as well. So the tech that Litecoin brings.
The double spends, Lisa, is such a problem in the regular payment system. There's such a problem with identity theft. Mm-hmm. It's what they call synthetic identity theft, which means that, and they're picking us apart behind the scenes. It's all people offshore. They steal identities, and they were targeting like companies like I was like selling the merchant accounts for, to set up these fake merchant accounts. And then they would run credit cards through them, and they would just be able to steal staggering amounts of money. And there was no investigations, no nothing. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, so that combined with the fraud on the street we were seeing, and then they just there was something called Operation Choke Point, which Obama had put into place, which was basically where in conjunction with the banks, they just can go through certain industries and say it's not illegal, but you can't bank them, and if you do bank them, you're laundering money. So and that it's called, look it up. It's called Operation Choke Point. I'm not making this stuff up. And actually, that kid Nick Carter, he's like a smart Bitcoin guy. He wrote an article about it 2 weeks ago when not Pornhub. What's the other one that not OnlyFans?
Okay.
When they banned OnlyFans or whatever. He wrote an article about how it's because of Operation Choke Point. So obviously Operation Choke Point, I knew about that before cryptos. And that was just like, I was like, man, they can just decide like who they want to do business with, who they don't, hold whose money. And, so, again, always remember Bitcoin's an invention. They solved the double spend problem. You could transfer value from point A to point B with no chance of a reversal. And the other cool thing is too, You don't need the device you send the payment through to be secure. It can be the most insecure device in the world. Regular credit card payments, you have to have incredible security because the data sits in there and hackers can just pick it off. It's packets of data that they can just hack, right?
Okay.
That's why credit cards were not designed to move across the internet, because the data has to sit in there, right? And now they try to encrypt it, but they can break the encryption, yada, yada, yada. It still sits in there. Now, Bitcoin or Litecoin, it sits on the Bitcoin or Litecoin blockchain. You're just sending,
right,
you could pull up an invoice on a computer that's compromised, and you send the payment, it's going to that Bitcoin address. Now, guys, don't operate on a computer that's compromised, because they can try to take control of the computer and put in a fake address for you to send payment to. But point being, even on an insecure network, the payment can be sent. And that's key, because in the regular system, it can't. So it's all these benefits of what this stuff solved.
It's incredible. I mean, and I'm just so grateful that we, as this world around us is getting more and more insane, that we do have this option. I think about, I was watching Economic Ninja did a video about the commercial lending that's about to blow even bigger than 2008. And just, it's going to be exponential to what happened in 2008. And also this people that are about to all be homeless, and then all this other stuff going on. Anyway, and we have an option. We have another opportunity, and I'm just really grateful for it. So all of you guys in the chat, so thankful that you guys are here, and that thanks for being patient with us. We're listening to Sloppy Joe to see what kind of the next wackadoo thing he was coming up with. So
yeah,
praying for everybody in our country, praying for our servicemen and women, and our hospital workers, our medical workers, and frontline workers, because it's all just blowing up in everyone's face. So
yeah,
we shall see. I think it's time. I think every time there's one more step, I think, I can't believe this is what it took to get people to understand their constitutional rights. But here we are. So people, here we are.
Yeah, it's, I guess I kind of knew in the back of my mind it would take a lot to wake people up, but I just kind of, when I started doing Litecoin stuff, I was naive too, because it freed me, and I loved it absolutely so much that I was just like, and leading up to last year when, Big Swear nailed it. He nailed when the financial system failed, went kaplooey, and he nailed it to the week. Remember, he had his timeline, and it was getting closer and closer. And, I was like, oh my God, there's a chance people can just use Litecoin. And, they created all these other events, we'll call them, to distract us. And here we are right now. And it's, but, guys, I can't believe it took all this either to wake people up, but Litecoin's that much stronger now. So it's that much more ready for you. Bitcoin's that much more ready for you. I can't say Ethereum is. The fees are so high on the network. Don't be screwing around using that.
Okay, so I was talking to Mitch, because Fingy's made a pixelated Litecoin Lisa, and then he put it on OpenSea. And so we were trying to buy it, and anyway, and it was like so we bought it, and then Fingy was like, it's like $127 for me to send it to you. And I was like, oh, I said, let's just wait and do it on Omni, because then we can send it with Litecoin. It'll be nothing.
Yeah.
Let's wait and do it there. And he's like, oh yeah. I said, I'd rather wait and launch it on Omni Lite anyway. And 100%. And then I was talking to Mitch, because he's driving to visit Red Cat Life. and work on a project with Zach on a music project. And anyway, so we were visiting on the phone. I was telling him about it, and he was like, well, if you wait, depending on the time of day, apparently he's like, sometimes you can use Ethereum and it's like $15 to send a transaction, but you have to do it like 3 or 4 in the morning or something like that. So
kind of like driving on a highway, I guess. You got to
yeah, that's exactly what he said.
you know, it's again, Litecoin's just the most usable. You know, out of the big three. It's just it's a fact. You know, Bitcoin's pretty usable too for sending value, where the payments aren't going to. Right now, the fees on the Bitcoin network have been pretty low. You know, clears in 10 minutes, so it takes longer, but it's you know, it's not. The Ethereum network seems to be just get crazy congested. So it's
But that's where like this Litecoin having OmniLite and being able to do smart contracts and have Litecoin fees and be as fast as Litecoin is, like, I just think it's a game changer. That whole tortoise and the hare story comes up to me, and I feel like everybody's been given, you know, Litecoin. Oh, where's the development? Where's the development? All of a sudden,
it checks every box. The only
smoke everybody.
There's no like every box for being a good cryptocurrency. It checks. And then some people say, oh, well, Litecoin doesn't have that many developers, not a lot of development or this and that. It's a clone of Bitcoin. It's compatible with Bitcoin.
But with this OmniLite, it has even more than that.
Right.
Bitcoin doesn't have smart contracts. Bitcoin doesn't have a gaming platform. Bitcoin doesn't have NFT capability.
Exactly. So Litecoin can innovate more, but at the same point in time, it always stays closely tied to Bitcoin. And I think I always say there's tons of value in that it's closely tied.
Yeah. The
most secure blockchain network and most secure computing network in the world, which is the Bitcoin network, mining on that SHA-256 algorithm. I mean, that's so, you know, it's, you know, again, it's such a good crypto. Let's just review let's end, Lisa, on reviewing a few of the just highlights of Litecoin. As I know we started a little late today, but there's only ever going to be 84 million Litecoins ever created through mining, right? There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. So there's 4 times as many Litecoins that are going to be created than Bitcoin. But coincidentally, Litecoin is 4 times faster. A Litecoin block clears approximately every 2.5 minutes. A Bitcoin block clears approximately every 10 minutes. Why I say approximately, it's not right on point every 2.5 or every 10 minutes. You can get 2 or 3 blocks in 1 minute, and then it might take 6 or 7 minutes for the next block. But through math and through what they call that's when they hear the difficulty adjustment. If you've ever heard that term, it's kind of fascinating how it balances everything out. So it always kind of stays on that schedule of a block's mined every 2.5 minutes. This is fascinating because, you know, that's full settlement and it's set in stone onto the network. So I think it was last week, $350 million, give or take a few million, was sent in one transaction on the Litecoin network. The fee was less than 1/10 of 1 penny, and it settled within a couple minutes, full settlement. I mean, you can't beat that for a completely decentralized cryptocurrency that came into existence with no pre-mine, no central authority, no hours of operation. So it's just it's incredible. So what else with Litecoin? Some more highlights. We have MWeb coming.
Right.
Okay.
We have the CFTC, or was it Gensler?
Gensler. So Gensler, we just heard his tweet today saying that Litecoin's one of the big 5, and he mentioned it as that it's clearly not a security.
Right.
We have
which gives you tax benefits.
Yeah. Think of things like PayPal, and don't say the T word, Lisa.
That's right. We get in trouble.
PayPal and Venmo. You know, they have Litecoin integrated into their platform.
I also heard that it's on, I just saw a tweet. What did Schwartz just tweeted something today that it's on more platforms or, oh, hold on, let me find it.
So Robinhood, it's on Robinhood.
Schwartz tweet. I'll find it.
So look at the biggest three in the US as far as crypto sellers probably go. You got Coinbase.
Oh, it was something to do with the El Salvador thing, that it's on every El Salvador ATM.
Yeah. So, it's in the El Salvador ATMs. So trust me, people over there will naturally realize, again, the name Litecoin. They're going to see Ethereum, and they're going to, the fees are less. It's faster. I don't need to pump Litecoin. Just let it naturally, people see it, right? So there's so much, this OmniLite layer that integrates with Litecoin now that was just released.
This is another one. It was also added to another financial instrument. Bitwise launches new crypto index fund for exposure beyond Bitcoin. So Litecoin was added to another. That was another thing.
There's just so much. Even how we were showing the last couple of weeks with the Wand chain and Wand swap protocol, how you can wrap your Litecoin, and you don't want to be wrapping other coins that, it's going to cost you more for the transaction. It's slower to go through the bridge. Litecoin, it's fast to go through these cross-chain bridges for fees that are less than a penny, and you wrap your Litecoin, and now you can do your business in these dApps. So it's again, it's a good coin to use for DeFi. It's just has everything going for it. It's a good coin to use for payments, which was always my big thing, pay with Litecoin. When you're talking to people in the real world, you can't talk to them about all this tech. You just need to relate it as close to money as you can. So one thing that I tell people that really clicks, people always can't get their mind around it. They always say, how do they turn Litecoin back into real money? Well, I say, well, first of all, Litecoin is real money. Fiat isn't, but that's besides the point. I say, so you mean turning Litecoin back into dollars to send to your bank, correct? They say, yeah, that's what I mean, right? Okay, good. Very easy. And I explain to them it works like how Venmo works, and now how Litecoin's even in Venmo. But just say, how when you get money in Venmo and you transfer it to your bank account? Yeah, people say, yeah. I said, well, Litecoin works like that. If you want to cash it out and send the money to your bank account, you send the money to your exchange app, like Coinbase, like any one of these apps. You can sell, and then you, just like Venmo, you can transfer the money back to your bank account. And people are like, oh, wow, that sounds really easy, really easy. I say, yeah, this is the easiest thing in the world to use. The people telling you can't do anything with it, they're completely uneducated, or they're trying to fool you and distract you for a malicious reason.
Right. They're trying to trap you. Yeah. In their system for sure. And Miss Teen Crypto says she needs to mint some Litecoin NFTs. Yes, you do.
And I think whoever gets out it says the NFT capability is coming soon.
Yeah.
I looked at whoever gets out there and mints the first NFTs, they're going to have a lot of value. That's, I think, a lot of the reason why a lot of these NFTs have value. They're first, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would start making some, coming up with some ideas, and that way when they're ready to be minted, you guys can go in there and mint them quick and be first.
Yes, Phil C, that's what we were talking about. He's a little late to the game. So we talked about OmniLite, and this was all about Litecoin. So yeah.
The name of the game that Johnny was talking about last week. Axie Infinity. So Axie Infinity is that's you can take a look at that token, which is symbol AXS. That's the governance for the game. And I don't you know me, I don't talk about a lot of cryptos, but that's one that since that game's so popular, maybe take a look at it, because by having that token, I guess you get voting rights in that game for the governance. So I'd see that having value in the future potentially. But yeah, Axie Infinity, that's it. And you can see how that's, again, this play to earn thing in the crypto world. And again, the play to earn is made a reality through NFTs. So guys, even if I'm not a gamer at all, I don't understand most games, so I can't sit up here and explain to you how to play Axie Infinity. I'm told it's like Pokemon. I didn't play Pokemon either, so I can't even tell you how to play Pokemon. But what I do know is by getting involved with this stuff, you can kind of be a landlord of what goes on these platforms. And that's like with that with the wand chain stuff, how I was showing you, we were looking at the Zookeeper, and I was like, you can just provide liquidity and fund what everybody's doing. Let them go in and do their business. You're just kind of like, hey, you're the landlord. You're renting them a room. Go in there and knock yourself out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. With the pools and it's really interesting. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I am going to try to jump on tonight and we left some stuff off of Woo Woo yesterday. We ran out of time. So Public and I are going to try to jump on and do a little extra for Patreon. If you're not already a Patreon member, remember that this month is the shot glasses from DDB, the Litecoin shot glasses. So if you're already a Patreon member, you'll be entered to win. If you're not already, $5 a month, and you will be entered to win these little etched shot glasses. I think they're pretty cool.
I'm a Patreon member, Lisa, but I won't. I'll go in to watch you in public, but I won't try to get those so somebody else out there can get something cool with Litecoin.
They're pretty cool.
So Johnny won't be competing. I won't be competing against you guys. All right.
It's pretty cool. I like them. So we're really excited about that. Thanks for jumping in, Ninjas. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll see everybody on happy hour tomorrow. Thanks, Westwood, for jumping in too. And we will be seeing everybody in Dallas for the big meetup. So everybody take care, love one another, opt out, get your crypto, get out of this madness. See you guys. Bye.